watering mouths got millions of skeeters and big yeller flies. Where all about the moccasins lie with glittering death in their beady eyes. Where the bull gators beller and the panthers squall. Now this is a place to be shunned by all. Old Tate left Sumatra long about dark. He had his two big dogs, a puppy named Spark, an old long-tom shotgun, a sharp Barlow knife. That panther would sure have the chase of his life. A little past moondown, the dog struck the scent. Through bramble and tie, a running Tate went for hours and hours until it was dawn, and then Tate knew that he was a long way from home. He blowed through his gun barrel. The dogs did not hear. The panther had killed him, and now Tate felt fear. The sun was not shining, the mist, it was thick. Oh, Lordy, Tate hollered. I'm lost of the crowd. Well, he leaned back to rest. His eyes did not see, and the big rattler struck him above the bent knee, and the lick was so hard that a sprawling he fell. This was the beginning. Poor old Tate's hell. He pulled out his Barlow, he grabbed him some moss, and a cut he made one way, another across. He wrapped his leg tightly and tied it with string, and then sickness came on. His body turned green. When Tate was discovered, these words he did tell. My name is Seth Tate, and I've just been in hell. These few spoken words were the last that he said. His spirit had left him. Old Tate, he was dead. No man can dispute this legend of yore, how Tate lived a full week and then 5 days more and somehow crawled out close to Carabel from that deep ghostly swamp that we know now as Tate's Hell. Premonition that there might be some people doing Osceola's last words tonight. There might be some people doing Lord Hold Back the Waters. I tried to find some that I knew and liked, and that nobody else probably would be doing. I like this one. I'm not real sure what you'll think of it. Give it a chance. The two things you need to know about this is the 1923 state legislature repealed the hanging executions, and Abraham Washington isn't the fellow's name. There was a man named Washington, his first name Abraham. Well, the judge said he would ride the rope into the promised land. But before he met that awful doom, the hanging law was dead. And they took him down to Rayford to the electric chair instead. And they strapped him in that electric chair. And then he sat there awake. And the warden and the county sheriff got talking and debating about which one of them would throw the switch, send this man to hell. Well, no decision could be reached. In prison he would dwell. They took him from that electric chair. They said his sweat had turned to blood. They told him that his life was spared. Well, from his eyes did flood the salty tears of gratefulness. It happens to all men. He got on his knees and he made a vow that he'd never sit down again. Well, one day a prison gang did ride by pastures that were green, and a woman with her baby strolled all peaceful and serene. And then suddenly a vicious bull did charge that frightened wife. Well, Washington, he jumped the fence and he saved the baby's life. So pardonful to Washington, his first name Abraham, who had made a vow that he'd never sit down again while on his land. You know the last accounts of Washington, the day was cold and wet. They said, Abraham, have you kept your vow? And he said, I ain't set yet. Hey, Washington, have you kept your vow? He said, I ain't set yet. didn't show up. There's a Down Groom song that's been heavy on my mind. I quit my 15 years I've been working for the state DOT. I quit my job, which is a lot like jumping off a cliff, and especially in these economic times. Well, I've been singing this Down Groom song on my way down. Well, when this life is all over, and it's time to close that lid, it's too late to say you never felt better in your life. You think's about time you did. Well, I met me a man in Miami. When I asked him how come he was down, he said, because I live in Miami, and I hate this Yankee town. He was picking up his outbound ticket. He said, I've lived here since I was a kid, but I never felt better in my entire life, and I think's about time I did. Because when this life is all over, and it's time to close that lid, it's too late to say you never felt better in your life, and you think's about time you did. Well, I met me a Cedar Key rounder, and I asked him, how do you like it there? He said, it beats the hell out of Cleveland, where you can't even breathe the air. He got tired of working in a factory, gave it up for the Cedar Keys, intends to spend the rest of his entire life doing any damn thing please. When this life is all over, and it's time to close that lid, it's too late to say you never felt better in your life, and you think's about time you did. Well, I've known me a whole lot of people who just living where they was raised. You know, that ain't necessarily living, just existing in an open grave. You got to move your feet just a little. When they begin to itch, don't seek to know for whom the bell tolls. Go ring that son of a gun. Because when this life is all over, when it's time to close that lid, it's too late to say you never felt better in your life. You think's about time you did. Well, there's a moral to the story. Just live your life with flair. Go flat out with your tongue stuck out and your middle finger in the air. Because when this life is all over, when it's time to close that lid, it's too late to say you never felt better in your life. You think's about time you did. It's too late to say you never felt better in your life. You think's about time you did. I miss my fiddler, but Margaret wants Cush Holston, and I like Cush Holston, and I've done it a lot of times without a fiddler, and while I enjoy Wayne's fiddling on it, I like the song particularly. I went to Cedar Key not too long ago, and I found a picture of Cush Holston there. You know, they wouldn't let me take a picture of the picture. You know, they wouldn't let me. Well. But he was neater even than Will thought. Will used to tell the story about, well, it's all in the words to the song. They locked the guy up for his own good. He got drunk. Somebody got him drunk, and they locked him up for what they thought was his own good. Well, he freaked out. And the story is that he actually scratched the fingertips right off his hands just for one night. And ballyhooing, and come morning time when they decided he was sobered up and they were going to turn him loose, all the townsfolk staying outside there ridiculing him, and with whatever dignity he could muster, he grabbed what we'll call a few possibles and headed off into the swamp. Well, nobody saw nothing of him ever again. Nobody ever found any remains. The museum down there in Cedar Key had a lot of interesting stories about him. None of them was that one. He built himself some kind of a little cart. He was kind of like a Pied Piper, and animals and children would all follow along behind him. He was really an amazing type of guy. Well, I'm sorry, I'd love to be able to show you a picture of him. In the town of Cedar Key lived a man so proud and free. Nature learned him many secrets of her ways. Learned him how to know the fire that was burning in the critter's eyes. Filled his heart with restless music, sad and gay. Creatures stirring in the night, he used to stop, listen with no fright. Oh, Cush Holston as he sang and played. Fingers dancing on the strings, rosin bow made fiddle ring. Filled the air so sweetly with strange music. Well, he got drunk one time, thrown in jail, caged up that old man wailed. Will said it sounded like a horn owl. The old man wanted so bad to be free, Will. When it came the time to turn him go, his face all full of woe, people broke his heart with their thoughtless mockery. And he took his gun, he did go to a place where no one knows. He vanished the way the cold mist leaves the river sand. Old Cush Holston's gone home, still living free alone. Lonesome is the mournful song of this sad man. So proud and free, Cush Holston's gone back to nature's way. She will no secrets tell of old Cush where he dwells, and will know the whisk he will forever remain. Without a little bit of trepidation, I know of all of Will's songs, like 3,500 songs or something like that. Of course, he's got a favorite. Of course, this is his favorite. Wherever I wander, in summer or winter, the ocean is calling me back. Florida sand, 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 Florida. The wind and the ocean is calling me back to the sand, sand, to Florida sand. The waves softly sparkle beneath the bright moon. Night birds are crying, return to me soon. Oh, Florida, Florida, my heart you ever were always the love of the man was his Florida sand, was his Florida sand. Sometimes there's a soft breeze a-blowing and brings the thought of a friend, and he's still here in Florida, somewhere in the wind. Oh, Florida, Florida, his heart was you ever, for always the love of man was his Florida sand, 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 Florida sand, sand, sand. Will's beautiful sun-kissed land, oh, Florida sand. Will wrote this when he was 5 or 6, he didn't know. Away we all go when the sun sinks down, when the yellow moon is big and round. Away we all go, away we all fly when those honking bees go a-sailing through the frozen sky. Away we all fly, away we all sing. a lilting song, for my step is light and my heart has wings. Away we all sing, away we all love the earth, the sky, the people, and our God above. Away we all love, away we. And when in my final sleep I pray my soul departs into the heavens deep, for I'll have done my best. Away, 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 away. On the Appalachian Coal River, there used to be a fort. It was built by British engineers that had cannon in each port, gave protection to the slave parades that caused the exiles dread. And then they left it to the man whose color was of red. And then black men came from South Carolina and Georgia, filled with hope, just to seek this peaceful haven and no more to wear the yoke. Well, here those exiles lived and died, and from their heart gave thanks for this golden, fruitful land on the Apalachicola banks. But of course, the mighty force of greed reached out on every hand. Well, this Negro fort must be destroyed, those slaves you will disband. Return them to their rightful owners, so the orders tell. And 60 miles from Georgia's line, they blew blood for hell. Well, where's Lyndon Chadwick to join the flow of the sea? Colonel Lynch over here to go, and the man had he. And from the Gulf the gunboat came with Loomis in command. There's no escape from new blood sword, not by water, not by land. Well, now the fort's surrounded, and now the shelling has begun, and the cannonballs flying, and the smoke near hides the sun. On and on for 2 full days, and then before nightfall, Loomis said to Colonel Lynch, shoot them red-hot cannonballs. White-hot cannonballs whistled, see the way they glow, and over the walls bounded, and skidded to and fro. Well, straight into the powder magazine, one ball in the wind, and that was struck asunder with an awful pellet. Blood and gore, bodies tore, flying everywhere, and the stench of all burning flesh that filled the evening air. And Lord, you lost 3 men, you lost woman, child, and man. You did never fire one shot, nor lift an angry hand. Well, now the Appalachian cold flows by where there's courtesy, and past the sight of Newland Ford where the willers weep. But from the darkness, from the fire that set this land aflame, it burned in the soul of the Seminole, and a bitter war became. It burned in the soul of the Seminole, and bitter